What's going on, everybody? It's your boy GemMint. We're back with another community reaction video. This time I asked our Facebook group Geminites to name a comic book run that didn't deserve an omnibus. This one could get a little bit crazy. We got a lot of participation here, so let's just jump right into it. Paul Lopez says Marvel Zombies. Why? It's so bad from Marvel Zombies miniseries 2 through 5. Almost made me throw up from reading the writing. Dark Knight Strikes Again, which I don't think got an omnibus. Also didn't deserve, the Absolute, and also made me throw up looking at that art. So that's that Frank Miller. Matt agrees on that, says that The Dark Knight Strikes Again is one of, if not the worst Batman comics they've ever read, which is strange because The Dark Knight Returns is probably my favorite. Isn't the Dark Knight Strikes Again Part 2? And then you had DK3, The Master Race. I didn't know that Part 2 got an Absolute. I don't think it did, unless I'm tripping. Spider-Man by J. Michael Straczynski run. That shit is trash. I don't know. I kind of like that they collected it. That classic run of Muppet Babies in the 80s definitely wasn't deserving. Yeah, why did they make Muppet Babies omnibus? Fantastic Four by Matt Fraction. Gem is choosing violence lately. I figured this one would be a good one. So Marvel Now, Marvel First the 90s, Ultimate Marvel, the compilation volume, Knights of Pendragon, which is like an Excalibur one. These books just seem so unnecessary in general, and especially as an omnibus. Yeah, I'm with you on that. All the compilation books, I don't think they deserved it either. The new 52-0 omnibus for largely the same reason. 100%, what's the point of a sampler Omni? Omnis are for collectors who want the entire run or event. We want to collect something in its entirety, not get one issue with a bunch of other stuff we're not interested in. Take care and peace, everyone. I feel you on that. David Rocky says that Tomasi Detective Omnibus that just dropped. I read that run and it's totally fine, but it just seemed rushed to print while so much of the Copper Age detective comic stuff is uncollected or out of print. Seems crazy to me. Dustin says, disagree. I want 20 years of Batman Omnis on a shelf. Man, we want 100 years of Batman, right? When did he come out? The 40s? 80 years of Batman? Batgirl from Burnside because there ain't no meat on them bones. Also, Marvel's August 1961, July 1963, etc., which are compilation books. I like the concept, but I feel the format and the price point are a tough sell for most people. Also, Detective by Tomasi because it contains some spoilers for Tom King's run, which hasn't been released in Omni format yet. It's also aggressively mid-tier. You know what's funny? We always make fun of stuff when we say it's mid, but we'll throw on another word on it. We'll be like, yo, that's mid-century. That's mid-evil. That's mid. We just add words to it in our house. Kenneth says, Babs Tar drew a lot of meat on them bones. The Omni itself is too thin. I'm not a fan of any slim Omni, actually, like volumes 2 and 3 of the Brubaker Cap run. It's almost like, why didn't you just combine them, right? New 52 issue 1 Omni, Futures End one shot, so basically compilation Omnis. Another one for Marvel Zombies and the What If Omnis. They're also boring. Also the Marvel Event Omnis that are mapped terribly. I gotta disagree on the What Ifs. Marvel Zombies I can see, but I like Marvel Zombies, even though I agree that the first volume is the best, like the first 5-issue miniseries by Kirkman. No, What If Omnis, these words do not compute. Yeah. What if, man? That was one that I wished they made, and then they did. Yeah, Timothy Beck is basically saying the shorter Omnis, the thinner ones kind of seem unwarranted just by the amount of content. Low Hit saying Power Pack. Yeah, I mean, I was never a Power Pack guy. I wanted so bad. Sorry, it's the only thing that came to mind. It also holds the record for longest time on clearance at IST. New X-Men by Morrison shouldn't have got an omnibus? You're bugging, yo. Hold on. Just going off of what I own, Superman by Grant Morrison, it's just so disjointed, and there are other Superman writers and stories that would have been a lot better. I'm a fan of both Superman and Morrison, but this just wasn't needed. We get a follow-up. I disliked this short run. I just couldn't get into it. Seems like I was trying to figure out what was going on. Same to Morrison-ish. Yeah, I can see the argument for that. I read it. Did it deserve an omnibus? Is it a groundbreaking run? Empire. Yeah, see, the thing is, Marvel's going to collect those events into an omnibus real quick now. So it's kind of like, just because it's an event and it has tie-ins, should it be an omnibus or should it be like worthy of it, right? I don't know that Empire is either. I would go out and say that it's not. Logan says He-Man Masters of the Universe. Every arc in this Omni feels like it was written 5 years after the previous one in a reboot. Also, this take might be a bit controversial, but the Miracle Man Omni shouldn't exist. The story is so short, and the Omni is legit 55% extras. And this is just my personal take, but it was way too wordy. Damn. Roger says, one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, I dug the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe omnibus, but To each their own. All those random month and year omnibus. Yeah, another one for that. Not a run, but I'm going to say most event omnis. Not even going to knock on Marvel's mapping and other problems, but I just feel like most event omnis have 10% meaningful story and the rest is slope tie-ins that I could do without. Did he mean slow tie-ins? Maybe slope. Slop. Omnis like Flashpoint and Blackest Night feel like it's more of a completionist sake than good storytelling. There are, of course, exceptions like Infinite Crisis and Metal, whose tie-ins are more supplemental. Yeah, I agree with that. Like Metal, I think Metal didn't even have enough for the omnibus. There was stuff that was still left out. In the end, I'd rather read through a mediocre run omni than a tie-in heavy event omni because it reads so much better. All right, I can respect that. Nathan's saying, yeah, Infinite Crisis is an exception. The tie-ins were actually pretty good to awesome. And they were relevant and mapped in proper reading order. I like the Final Crisis one, even though the tie-ins aren't as connected. The Dark Knight's Metal was one actually better reading with the tie-ins. Yeah. Blackest Night and Flashpoint are unnecessary as they are collected appropriately in the different John's omnibus. You hit the nail on the head with the Marvel Omnis. The mapping is terrible. Not having the material in reading order is a huge drawback. And Marvel does way too many tie-ins that don't matter and are less in quality than DC. I'm tempted to get the World War Hulk one that's coming out next year as I want to read what happens after the Planet Hulk Omni. I wish they would do a Hulk by Greg Pak to make this unnecessary. Yeah, the Who's Who, which is basically like DC's version of the Marvel Universe Omnibus. It's like an encyclopedia Omni. The Marvel Age Omni is a recent example of a run that definitely did not deserve a collection, never mind an omnibus. The Muppets, yeah, I'm with you on Muppets. That's my pick. Yeah, maybe it was for kids. It was early in the format, so Marvel was probably just trying new things. Another one for like the July 1963 Marvel Omni. Another one for the What Ifs. That's crazy. Any modern run is a waste since there are plenty of older runs that need the omnibus treatment. I agree. You can get the recent event stuff. You could pick up the single issues, the trades, or whatever. But like the older stuff that's harder to get, that's what kind of drew me into omnibus. Yo, I could get all of these issues that are expensive, hard to find, whatever, and it's all collected for me. Jonathan says, give us omnis for everything, I won't mind. They all deserve it. Okay. Those character-centric omnis that hop around like Book of Doom. Also, the Hush Omni by DC is kind of dumb and redundant comparing to the existing omnibus. Is there a Hush Omnibus? Am I tripping right now? I don't think there's a Hush Omnibus. Muppets again. Yo, shout out Josh Phelps. Seven Soldiers by He Who Won't Be Named, GM. And every omnibus that they messed up the mapping because it's creator-centric and they leave out things they shouldn't so you can't understand the story. Right. It'll be like Spider-Man by McFarlane and Michelini, but they'll skip like important stuff in between. Maybe that's a bad example, but you know what I'm talking about. Dan Slott by She-Hulk and Iron Man. FF by Fraction. Muppets, what the fuck? Anything written by Cullen Bunn? Hell no, man. First of all, does Cullen Bunn have anything collected in omnibus format? I don't think so. All the new 52 one-shot omnis and the Marvel month omnis. I wrote a long-ass list and realized it's basically exactly what you already put in this video from 3 years ago. Check the glow-up since then, Gem. Should we check it out real quick, y'all? First of all, I don't think I realized that this video got 114,000 views. I thought it had like 50K. I think this might be taking on a new life. Damn, look at old Gem.
New top 10 lists of my favorite omnibus, the best omnibus for new readers,
with that bald head,
even omnibus whales or hard to find out of print books.
Dang.
Today we're going to talk about the 10
At least I don't sound crazy. I still feel like I sound the same. The worst thing you could do as a creator is watch your old stuff. All right, yo, appreciate you, man. Did we really need a Wizard of Oz omnibus? Yeah, there is one. I think I got rid of mine. Yeah, I got rid of that a long time ago. But that was Scotty Young, wasn't it? Paul Dini's Batman. Whoa, I don't know about that. Let me start by saying this. I'm one of the biggest John Byrne fans out there, but the Byrne Spider-Man omnibus is terrible. The mapping stinks, and Byrne's 90s Spider-Man run was lazy and uninspired. Two words I almost never associate with a legend like Byrne, but it's the truth. Total trash run. Damn. David Cerrone says, every run deserves an Omni if someone enjoys it. Library Kid, appreciate your input. Flashpoint, because you don't need all the tie-ins. Absolute Edition is definitely the better way to go on this story. Oh, we're almost done. Spider-Man, another one for Spider-Man by John Byrne. It collects scattered content he did from the 70s up front, but then his late 90s run skips over each alternating Howard Mackie issues where John Romita Jr. did the art, leaving the reader with only half the story content from that era. Hopefully Marvel will do a legit omnibus from this era one day. Yeah, that's kind of whack. Last one. Wow, when I read this, I immediately thought of most Golden Age stuff from both Marvel and DC, but you can argue that there has to be a start/origin. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Like, I know it's not for me. I actually sold, I think, all of my Golden Age omnibus, but That kind of contradicts what I was saying before about collecting issues that are hard to get, that are expensive, packaging it for you, and just talking about it makes me wish I still had them, to be honest. So I'll say Wonder Woman War of Gods. I think it was enough with those 3 George Perez volumes. First of all, isn't there like 5 George Perez volumes? The story was not that good beyond those main story issues. Wow, man. So first of all, thank you everybody who participated in the post. We're seeing a lot of familiar trends. That makes me think that these videos are going to be really good for people trying to determine what they should pick up. A lot of people saying that Marvel event omnis are kind of a skip. Some of the DC event ones, any kind of compilation omnibus from either publisher. But yo, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What comic runs didn't deserve the omnibus treatment? And come join our Facebook group, GemMintC. We'll probably post the other side of this coin. Thanks for watching. Stay minty fresh. Peace. Ninja Funk is celebrating their 1-year anniversary, and they're having a huge event at the Ninja Exchange in Carlsbad, California. Not only will there be a live signing with co-creators JPG and Steve Schuett, but they're bringing out legendary artists Jim Lee and David Mack. But that's not all. We have special guest John Dolmayan, the creator of Essentia, founder of Torpedo Comics. If you're in the area, make sure to come swing by on November 18th and 19th for the celebration.